warm welcome to all of you. It's great that you could all find time to come here and be in the institute again. I gather some of you are coming after many years. You must have seen, probably if you have you walked around, you must have seen big changes.
Yeah.
This part still probably is remains the same, but if you go towards the astral, that part has changed a lot. Okay, so let me tell you briefly about this, the alumni affairs and office of development. Basically, the institute was not engaging in a very systematic manner with its alumni, except for a few departments, and I think all of you belong to those departments which have traditionally cared for its alumni and have had very serious engagements with alumni. But in general, in IISc, there was not that much of interaction, so it was felt that let's have a formal setup in the institute, and we set up this Office of Development and Alumni Affairs. The development part comes from the US. Every school there has Office of Development Office, which is charged with raising funds for the institute from various sources. So we have combined both, and this is both development and alumni affairs. And so this was established in 2015. And so I look after this office, and we engage with three stakeholders, alumni. So we felt that there has to be much more engagement, as I mentioned earlier. So we look after alumni relations. We also support alumni associations of the institute. Then we are in touch with philanthropists for endowments and private contributions. Another major activity for the ODAA is corporates and industry, where we tap into them using CSR. Since many of you are in companies here, you would know that we have this unique law, Corporate Social Responsibility Act, where 2% of the profits of the company, with certain criteria and so on, have to be plowed back into socially relevant causes, and education is one of them. We tap into that. So I'm helped with Chief Development Officer Ram Thuraga and Rajni, Development Officer. Basically they do all the work. I just hang around whenever I can. So then this, alumni relations. Coming to alumni relations, we set up an alumni portal. I don't know whether all of you are registered on this portal. If not, please do so. It just takes a minute. In fact, if you do it through Facebook or one of these, LinkedIn also, or Facebook, either Facebook or LinkedIn, it just takes a minute. It imports all the data from the relevant data from that platform. Or you can just log in directly. We have about 4,500 users. We need to increase that amount. That's why I urge all of you. It's completely free, but you keep receiving periodic updates about the institute if you just register on this website. And we are also now on social media. We connect with about 6,000 plus LinkedIn members. We also help with visits and meetings and events like this. So in whatever way we can, we do that. We also have now started an annual alumni reunion. This is held in always the third weekend of December. So this time it will be December 15th and 16th. I hope, I know all of you have come here for this occasion, but I hope we can come back again, especially those who are in Bangalore and in India. So we get together all the alumni who can come, and we have several events in that. So that is 15th and 16th. I request you to take part. The registrations will open in September. We also have batch reunions, like we have now, and then departmental celebrations. So I hope these will help us engage with alumni more. We have been very fortunate that alumni have been very forthcoming in helping the institute, and that can come in multiple ways. So let me point out some ways in which alumni have helped us in a tremendous way. One is for fundraising. Alumni help us by putting us in touch with the CMDs and CEOs of various companies, and so we are able to start, especially for CSR or even corporate donations, we are able to start right at the top with these connections. Otherwise, you have to work your way through, the bottom, and it takes forever. It may never converge. So, but alumni have helped us enormously connecting with the top executives. And that is one way I hope you also can help us. All of you are in organizations, so you could help us connect with the top executives. And this has helped us obtain, as I mentioned, several CSR projects and grants. And over the past 3 years, we have raised about 190 crores from these various sources. So the Skill Development Center, the Women's Hostel Block, chairperson blocks, chairpersonships, research programs, scholarships. In all these projects, alumni have played a key role in helping us. So without the alumni support, all this would not have been possible. So I request you all to help us in this way and put us in touch with various people who you think can, and of course, direct contributions have also been there. I mean, alumni have made contributions to the tune of about 5 crores for the past 3 years. So this has again been, something which has been invaluable to the institution. And here I may point out that, you might have heard about the institute getting the Institute of Eminence tag very recently, which is a very nice thing. You might have also heard that the government will give us 1,000 crores over 5 years. So you may all think, well, maybe now the institute does not need any money, but this 1,000 crores comes with a caveat. We have to raise a matching amount of 1,000 crores. So therefore, it puts an even bigger burden on us to raise funds. So it is not just philanthropic or CSR contributions, research grants, everything, fees, everything counts in the 1,000 crores. But that is it is only a matching grant which the government uses. So we have to redouble our efforts to get more funds. So other ways which people have helped, one very important way, especially for students, since all of you have been students, I think you would recall from your days how difficult it was to attend conferences and present papers. That has been alleviated to some extent, especially I think in CS with Google and Microsoft and others which came in. But even then, it's a real need for students for funds to be able to attend conferences. And several alumni have come forward to help in this regard. For example, the 1965 ECE batch set up by ECE Student Travel Fund. Then we have Nagaracharya Fund, Vishnu Grant, and Lakshmi Narudam Student Travel Fund. And we also have the IISc Alumni Association of North America. They have set up the International Travel Grant and so on. So all these help the students directly in that they are able to go to conferences. Because there are certain things which, even if we get money from the government, certain types of activities are not directly supported by the government. One of that is travel to conferences. So I think that would be very helpful, something to be done. And other thing is alumni in the US have hosted and mentored students attending international conferences. For example, even now, there is the iGEM, competition, where in fact our UG students, you may know that we have started an undergraduate program, a small undergraduate program, about 120 students are taking every year. So last year they took part in this competition and they got the gold medal. And now another team is going, and some alumni have come forward in hosting them, hosting the students in their homes, so that they can in the Boston area. So even in those ways you can help out. If alumni are coming, if students are coming for attending conferences, accommodation is a major expense. So if you can just help them and hosting them, that will be a big. So also alumni have been funding research and education also. For example, Rajgopal Rao and his wife, they set up biomedical research lab in the Biosystem Science and Engineering Center. and another alumni gave a genome sequencing equipment to NBU, and other alumni have set up UG scholarships. And here in this case, I mean, I would like to emphasize this, there have been also departments, CSA for example has been very active, as you know, in its alumni outreach, same with EC and materials engineering, or previously metallurgy. So all three have various endowments, either research funds or some sort of corpus or a chair. So I hope, some of you or the batch collectively can support some of these activities also. So there have been other departments also have various programs that have been supported generously by the alumni. As I said, let me summarize of ways you can support IISc. So you can connect us to CME and CEOs, as I mentioned earlier. You can connect us with philanthropists, foundations in India and abroad, which give money, the individual financial contributions. You get a 100% tax exemption. And it can be bequests. So all these are different ways in which you can help us. And for any further details, you can either contact Ram or Ranjani. They'll be happy to help you, or you can of course, you can always contact me. And one, yeah, sure. Sorry. Yes.
So I was just curious that there doesn't be anything on entrepreneurship when it goes to support.
It's there. We didn't highlight everything, but there are, in fact, even in the CSR, there is a technology incubation which is defined area of contribution by the companies. So that is also a possibility. But there is definitely. So we have been getting money under CSR for the incubation. So also.
So any engagement for entrepreneurs who are coming out?
Yes. That where you can help out this into mentorship, guiding the students. So that would be again, in fact, several of our alumni are doing the help. You may know Murli, who was in Cognizant earlier. He was also CSA, CSA alumnus. So he now sits in SID after retirement and helps all the companies. Yes, that is yet another way where you can devote your time in helping out.
So is there any way like the companies can want to find a new process, or they want some idea, so they wanted to get research help to solve the problem?
Yeah, so there are already established mechanisms. There are two ways in which it can be done. One can be through a pure consultancy. We have a Center for Scientific and Industrial Consultancy. So this faculty can be hired as a consultant on a specific project with certain deliverables, and the details can be worked out. Or if it is a more longer term research project, then we have a Society for Innovation and Development, which again can help connecting industries with faculty. So we have two established mechanisms for which you can do that.
Especially we're looking for computer science.
All these, both handle the entire institute, both SID and CSIC. Will cover all faculty members of the institute. So you can just, what you can do is you can get in touch with the appropriate faculty member, and then we can either work out a mechanism through CSIC or SID depending on the nature of the project. So either one of them.
So what about the patent, patent rights and everything?
Those will be worked out as part of the agreement in the project. So that will has to be on there are certain templates. We have an IP policy in the institute. So adhering to the IP policy, we can work out an agreement
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I want to mention, I think some of you may not be knowing, we have, as this group, as this batch, has contributed maybe a drop in this portion already.
Big drop off. Thank you.
We had a batchmate, Manish Narayanan, and he expired in 95, 94, 95, 96. So at that time, all of us were very emotionally connected to him. So we collected funds. So we had this Manish Memorial Endowment Fund in Metallurgy Department. So we had constituted that fund, and many of us have contributed to that. And that fund has been, I do not know the present status, but for quite many years, that has been used for student travel funds. Yeah. Student travel funds, right? So I just wanted to recollect that particular thing.
Oh yes, that is very,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that is a wonderful gesture on your part in memory of your batchmate. So that helps, yeah, the travel funds definitely help. In fact, that is the specific item I want to talk about. In addition, I think as far as these three departments are concerned, they have their own departmental initiatives. But you could also, set up a travel fund, which, about 2 lakhs, 1 to 2 lakhs is what is given to the students. And since there are many restrictions on use of travel funds by the government, it is very helpful. For example, when we advertise for these travel funds, we get huge number of applications. So there is still a lot of unmet demand in the system for traveling to these conferences. And what we see, when it's typically these travel funds are, since it's centralized, unless it's specific to a department, all the central travel funds get decided by all the divisional channels. We all sit together and take a decision. You always find that every time we have a very hard choice to make. There are 5 good applicants and we have to choose one out of 5. So one way to do it is 30 lakh one-time endowment, which will support 1 student per year for perpetuity, or it could be annual grants of 2 lakhs each to support 1 or 2 students. So this is just one specific way, but as was pointed out, there are many ways in which alumni can engage, and it may not be financial. As I said, you can put us in touch with companies. You can give your time, and expertise, make it available for the students, mentor them. As was pointed out in, for example, when they are setting up startup companies. So I hope it's one way or the other you are able to help us. Any way is equally good for us, and we also would like to be in touch with you. So I hope you all register on this portal so that we can be in constant touch with you regarding the activities of IISc. And I also hope you can take part in the alumni reunion on December 15th and 16th. Thank you.
Thank you.